now it's time to talk about a leak. You guys, I was really worried about the lack of palette launches this year from some of my favorite brands. Now, I know that the palette launches for the holidays come a little later than the kids, but like, time was a-ticking. I was getting nervous, especially with the unknown, since palettes aren't selling as well this year. Brands are going to go where the money is, and if the money is not in the palettes, they're not going to create them. But luckily, I have some leaks that we're going to be talking about today that we can anticipate very soon, and a couple new palettes that the brands have launched as well. So, these are all heavy-hitting brands on my channel. We're talking Pat McGrath, we're talking Natasha Denona, we're talking Patrick Ta, we're talking MakeupByMario, and we're talking Huda Beauty. Tell me those aren't the biggest heavy hitters for palettes. And I got something to say about all of them. Now, this is a shopper drop where I will be shopping for everything, but it's in the style of shopper drop here, and I'm going to be going over these new palettes. Now, in this series, I do not own the palettes yet. This series is for people who love talking about the buzz of makeup. It's so we can get in the comments and type away how excited or not excited in our opinions on these new launches. And then, of course, if I do decide to purchase these, which I will, you will see reviews on them. And this is a great time for you to ask questions, to ask for comparisons about any of these products so that I can bring you the most informative video possible. So let's get started with Pat McGrath. Okay, first of all, I'm actually wearing one of her holiday palettes right now. This is the Starfall Seduction 5-pan palette. Really pretty, not amazing quality, but it pulls through in the look. I also have the big palette that I haven't opened yet, and then I bought one of the duos. I should have a review of these coming this week since it's multiple palettes. I'm taking my time and working through them. But I was disappointed because normally in the fall launch for Pat McGrath is a big 10-pan mothership palette, which is the holy grail of her brand. If you were to ask me, it's what the enthusiasts and Pat McGrath's biggest fans, to be honest, wait for the most every year. And on their Instagram, they said they were not coming out with a mothership palette this year. So the MOTHERSHIP. So that's really disappointing. I just wanted to talk about how mad I am because all of the other following brands have just in the past week announced their big holiday palette. And I know Pat McGrath's big holiday palette was like the 20 that she launched for this holiday season, but they know what we're all waiting for when it comes to her palettes. So for those of you who are asking if Pat McGrath is coming out with a mothership palette this year, she is not. So while this brand has let us down, I mean, they still have the new palette. And I have heard, you guys, let me talk about it real fast. I do want to say I was not really excited about this holiday collection for Pat McGrath. It did look lazy, but you guys let me know. The big palette has not been made in Italy in years past, and I've heard good things about the quality. So I haven't put this on yet. So I actually am very excited to try this now. But anyways, I didn't care for her holiday collection at first. It was a lot of palettes. The color stories did not look very unique. And I was also salty that we didn't get a mothership palette, and we are not going to this year. But I'm still holding on to hope that that big holiday palette is going to be amazing quality, and I've heard some great things in the comments for you guys, so I just want to stir up a little bit of hype for that. That review is coming. Now let's go into what we actually do have. So I'm going to start off with MakeupByMario because the marketing for this happened really quickly. The palette is already available on early access for the Sephora app today, and then the official launches tomorrow. So, MakeupByMario has launched the Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette in the name Moonlight. And I'm really excited because this is the same packaging of my favorite palette from them. Everybody goes on about the Master Mattes, the original palette. That formula to me was dry. It wasn't anything to write home. It was overhyped. Not bad, but overhyped. And then he launched this style of palette a couple of years ago, and it knocked my socks off. I felt like the quality was creamier. It felt like a luxury formula. So the fact that they're launching another style of that palette, I am very excited. It's $68. Sometimes the app, since it is early access today, it is a little funny Sometimes you need to heart it in order to be able to add it to cart. So if it's not working for you, there you go. Try that out. Cool tone, people. And it's amazing that Makeup by Mario is able to create these color stories for neutral lovers, but it still has a nice, well, this is the first one that has a nice twist to it. The rest have truly been neutral palettes, but this one is comfortable as a neutral lover, but you can also experiment a little bit with this. So let's look. Here are some of the looks that he was able to do. I'm gonna probably bring you over to Instagram because he has prettier looks and more on camera so you can see the movement of the colors and whatnot. But here are the swatches. These don't look overly edited like a lot of brands will do. I'm trying to get it bigger. There we go. Like, sorry, did I just give you motion sickness? But these don't look overly edited. I love the look of these glimmery shades. Sorry if I wasn't all the way over. I love the look of all of these. It looks like 4 glimmery shades. We have some mattes, some satins in here. These look lovely and cool toned, purely cool toned. And yeah, the looks have pulled better on his Instagram, so I'll take you over there. But this is an iconic Moonlight inspired palette with 12 universal neutral shades in 4 finishes to create your most versatile, ethereal looks. And I have to say, I can tell in Makeup by Mario's brand, his artistry background. It's like these things that you don't even notice, but then you realize how good the product is, and then you're like, oh, that's because this man, he knows what he is doing. Okay, so I'm on Makeup by Mario's Instagram. You can see it's already flooded with this palette. This is the video that I was like, ooh! It literally left me speechless. They're really marketing those sparkles, which of course, remember, he does have studio lights for those sparkles to reflect off of. But I'm about to pass out because I want that on my eyes. Are you kidding me? I know some people are going to say this is boring, but there ain't nothing boring about this to me. I mean, okay. So if you don't like cool tones, you're probably going to want to pass on this year's palette. But assuming that this is the same formula of what he's created in the past, this palette should be nothing short of amazing, if I'm being honest. So if this is your color story and you're kind of on the fence, obviously you might want to wait for reviews, but if you just want to go ahead and grab it, I do advocate for the quality of I love this palette already. This better live up to the hype. I love this pop of blue, just a little bit incorporated in the outer corner of this look. It's so subtle. I've already bought this online. I'll have the link down below if you are as excited as me about this. But there's nothing in here that is leaving me questioning. Not a thing. Love. Shop. Shop, shop. I'm getting this. I'm so excited for this. So this is one, when I saw it, my spirits were lifted. Let me tell you, I was like, oh, it reminds me of the good old days of palette launches. So this was the first one that was revealed. Very excited about this. But we're not even done yet. Let's head over to Patrick Ta's page. Now, I was wondering if he was going to come out with a big palette this year. He's been a little slower with the holiday launches. The previous years, he's done like big blush palettes. He also has done some long palettes. So I was curious what he was going to come out with this year. And it's a little different. We're going to look at it together. It's a little different, but it is in the eyeshadow family.
I have an announcement. Popular. You're gonna be popular.
Glitter shadows. Glitter shadows, which makes so much sense for the holiday. They are duos. I don't know, with eyeshadow palettes not being as popular, it makes sense that duos would be what comes out. And you just pop it on the lid, especially with the type of makeup that's really popular right now. Okay, so he does have an explanation video. We're going to watch it together.
Brand new Major Dimensions Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
I often buy eyeshadow palettes just for that 1 or 2 sparkly shades. So I wanted to come out with like just really simple, small eyeshadow duos that gave me that insane sparkle just to top off any eyeshadow look. The first shade I'm going to show you guys is We Need Better Lighting. The next shade is Talk to My Team. This is a really beautiful iridescent pink. It's a light iridescent pink and a little bit deeper dual chrome pink, so it just like shifts in depending what light you have. This is Do You Know Who I Am? This is a really beautiful like coppery shade and a more
These look like they're pulling more sparkly in the swatch and probably application than they look in pan, because they almost look like a metal in pan, but then on his fingers you can see the glimmers. Okay, anyway.
cool tone coppery shade. The next duo is I'm With Her. I feel like whenever I'm at a club where there's bottle service, I'm always with my girlfriends. I'm like, I'm with her, so the guys don't like kick me out. This is I'm With Her. So last but not least, for all the baddies are still at the club at 6 a.m., this is called Still at the Club. These are
Love that.
meant to be worn as opaque as you would like them, or that beautiful scattered pearl just on top of like a matte eyeshadow lid whenever you blink and you just see this like hint of light. That is what these are for. I hope you guys love them as much as I do. I honestly can't pick which one is my favorite, so get all 5. I have 5 brand.
So there's 5 different ones, meaning there's going to be 10 different shades. I really do love the idea of this. I mean, while I am a little bit sad that it's not a whole palette, it makes complete sense with what's trending on the market right now, especially with sparkly shades, because it's true, you only need 1 to 2 shades. You can use your finger and just put it all over the lid and go. And that was the intention behind these, just for that little bit of glimmer, a little bit of glitter, or a lot of glitter, I don't know, to finish off the look. I'm very curious about what the price point of this is going to be, but I am very excited for this launch, surprisingly. I think smaller items like this are more in style than the big palettes, but I am trying to imagine all of these in a big palette, and but I will be shopping these. I don't know the price, so I can't tell you whether or not I will be picking up all 5 of them, but that taupe at the end there is screaming to me like I need to have that. But I'm really excited. I've really enjoyed the quality of Patrick Ta's eyeshadows in the past. I don't know that he has any glitter shadows like this. I know he has the individual pot, which I was like about. They were like really flaky and not that nice, to be honest. So this is like a pressed form, so I'm hoping that they're going to be really nice. But just looking at his swatches, they definitely look promising. And these are all semi-neutral, quite wearable colors as well. So they're all within my comfort zone. I don't see one that I would not feel comfortable wearing. I think it would have been fun to come out with like a crazy pop one. But anyways, I think these look gorgeous. I will be shopping these. I'm very excited about this. I got nervous. I wasn't sure what Patrick was going to come out with this year for the holidays. I didn't love last year's holiday launch so much, so I was curious if he was going to do another blush palette, like what was going to go on there, and I think these are great. They're different for the brand, they're new for the brand, and they're very on trend and should be very, very easy to use. Okay, Natasha Denona, let's talk about it. This happened all this morning. Look at what Natasha Denona posted. My new 2024 holiday eyeshadow palette, some behind the scenes. I was like fate because I wasn't sure if I Need a Warm was going to be like the holiday / fall launch, and then she was just going to do kits and bundles for the holidays. She normally does come out with a holiday palette, so I was hopeful and we got it, guys. We got it. Do you guys see that like striped zebra thing in the middle? That's very Huda Beauty-esque of her to do. I mean, we can't see much with this other than behind the scenes. It's all black and white. But I was just ecstatic to know that a new palette was coming. And then 2 hours ago, what is this, like an hour? Okay, 3 hours after she posted this, the Roxa eyeshadow palette. Is this going to be the purple palette that I have been begging for from Natasha Denona? Because it looks like it. It looks like there might be some multi-chromes. I'm only judging from the packaging and the color scheming going on here. As you can see, we can't see any colors. But I am speculating here that we're going to get some purples. And this is going to be revealed very, very soon. I'm going to do probably a whole dedicated shopper drop once this is fully revealed. I commented when. Did she comment back? Tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, Natasha girl. She answered that herself, and you guys did too. I'm so excited about this. Okay, so tomorrow I will have another shopper drop on this palette alone, but I think it's gonna be purple. It might be a little deep for me. It might be a little too galactic, again, just looking at the packaging. But if she comes out with a purple palette, I'm gonna tell you that I told you guys, because you guys have been like, I'm sick of the neutral palettes. I'm sick of them. She's becoming Charlotte Tilbury. She's becoming Pat McGrath. And I have been standing up for her. I've been saying she'll come out with something. She'll come out with something. She has fun with color. I know she does. Don't make a fool out of me, Natasha. If this is a brown palette, we gotta talk. But I don't think it is. So, color lovers, I told you. She appeases everybody. She listens to her audience. Natasha, don't let me down. So, anyways, stay tuned because that will be tomorrow. Now it's time to talk about a leak. You know I love talking about leaks. Now, this one is not hard to find. Huda Beauty might find this a bit disrespectful, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. Yeah, Huda Beauty, she's coming out with a big holiday palette this year. And from what I've heard from you guys, so I don't have, not that you guys aren't reliable, but I haven't heard it from Huda herself. But some of you guys said that you saw that she said this was going to be the last big eyeshadow palette for the holidays, which I hope isn't true, because her palettes are always pretty unique. I mean, not unique within her own brand. She's quite repetitive within her own brand, but I still think she always has some sort of innovative element to each new palette. So there is one this year. You can find it online. I'm gonna say icy. It's very icy, very wintry looking. Keep an eye out for Huda's reveal. I really don't want to say anything else because she gets upset when her products are launched, rightfully so. But I do love finding the leaks. Who doesn't love a good leak? But I'm getting the hype up for it for sure because they always do a great job with their palettes and they're always very fun, themed palettes, like I said, with an element of innovation. And you better believe that when it launches, I will be picking it up and reviewing it for you guys. I might do a shopper drop depending on when and how the launch is itself, but I will be picking this up when it launches, and keep an eye out because she's going to reveal it very soon. But I did just want to say that, one, kind of unfortunate for her that it got leaked. I know she doesn't like it when that happens. As a brand owner, I can only imagine how annoying that is. But I am really excited for the palette, and I hope it's not the last year that she launches a palette. But there still is more to look forward to for the holiday makeup launches. Normally, before the end of October, mostly everything has launched. So we're squeezing out these very last few holiday launches, and it has been a good week of news and reveals for the holiday season. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited for these new launches? Are you bored of these new launches? What are you anticipating from Huda and Natasha Denona? I know a lot of you guys are going to want to talk about that. And make sure you stay tuned because tomorrow I'm sitting tight by the camera and we are going to go over the new Natasha Denona launch tomorrow. But there's just so much going on in the industry that I wanted to turn the camera on and talk about it with you guys because there is some very good stuff to look forward to. So let's get the chats going in the comments. I'll be sitting down and reading what you guys have to say and what you guys want me to do reviews on. And I will see you guys tomorrow to talk about Natasha Denona. Have a good one.